Hi everyone. It's me. Just this guy a little bit. I look like a weird. No. Need the background there. Grant, the movie and TV guy. Told you I'd be here with 2 more reviews. Here's the first one. Before we start, close your eyes and just picture this: The Purge, but you replace all the murder and machetes with capture the flag games and water balloons filled with Kool-Aid. Alright, I'll explain. I'm Grant, the movie and TV guy. Movies and TV reviews, that's what we do here. Today we're going to talk about a movie called, that encouraged you to just say yes. The movie's called Yes Day. This is streaming on Netflix, and it's a family comedy directed by a guy you don't usually associate with family comedy, and the one family comedy he did do was actually kind of a better family comedy than this, but it's not to say this movie's bad, or maybe it is, let's see. That director is Miguel Ateta, who also did Chuck and Buck, The Good Girl, Youth in Revolt, Beatrice at Dinner, Like a Boss. He's done a lot of weird, darker kind of adult comedies, but he also did one of the better live-action kids movies in the last few years, which also this movie shares a star with, Jennifer Garner, which was Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, which actually was pretty funny. Also had the benefit of having Dylan Minnette as the older brother. Where are my Wallows fans at? And that movie, would basically make the great kind of second billing on a double bill with Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. Same director, same actress playing the mom, of course that being Jennifer Garner, and it's so weird seeing Elektra play a mom in everything now. So anyway, Yes Day, what is Yes Day? Yes Day is an interesting premise that I don't have kids, so maybe this is a real thing? I mean, I guess so. Or maybe it's not, but the reason I brought up the Purge analogies is basically the premise. We begin the movie, Jennifer Garner is a woman who, she said, before I became a mom, I always said yes to life. That's how she met her husband and the father of her children, as they, rock climbing, skydiving, she always said yes. And then when you become a parent, understandably, there's certain times you're gonna have to put your foot down and say no, because kids are crazy and unhinged, and they're going to want to literally light the world on fire unless you say no. But she said that she always has to say no. She always has to be the bad cop. And her husband played in a strange bit of casting, but a casting that works by the great character actor Edgar Ramirez, who is really good in Joy, which is extremely underrated David O. Russell film. He's in this movie. He's also in the remake of Point Break. All is forgiven. He's the dad, and he's the good cop, but he said the main reason is that he's the boss at the company he works for, and that he always has to say no to his employees. So basically, their 3 kids. Their oldest daughter is, she's, the girl from, her name's Jenna Ortega. She's the girl in, she's in season 2 of You. She's like, basically the female equivalent of the Paco character from season 1. In season 2 of You. She was also in The Babysitter 2. So basically, she's the oldest daughter, and then they have 2 younger kids, a young boy, like middle school age, and then a adorable little Muppet girl. And basically, she overhears from the school guidance counselor, played kind of hilariously, I have to admit, by Nat Faxon, they're like, oh my god, it's like, I have 6 kids, I have double what you have. And he goes, well, you don't look harried at all. And he goes, that's because I give my kids what he calls a yes day. And they're like, what's the yes day? Basically, he says what the yes day is, it's 24 hours, sun up to, 6, crack of dawn to the crack of dawn the next day. Basically, in that time, any time, within reason, you set up ground rules, so basically no one is, carjacking or anything, or doing illegal stuff. But basically, you set up ground rules and you say, okay, within these measured ground rules, for 24 hours, the answer is always yes, never no. So if a kid says, like, say, we want to have the biggest bowl of ice cream for breakfast, you have to say yes. If, like one of those kind of belly buster ice cream things you eat in under 30 minutes, which is one of the funnier gags in the movie. And so, they decide, and within that, the old star wants to go to a music festival, potentially with a guy, and she tells the mom, we're going to make a wager. And she wants to still be like the cool mom. And so they make a wager, and he goes, okay, if we win and you say no once today, I get to go to the festival with my friends. And Jim Garner says, okay, that's a deal. But if I win and I get through the yes day, and I never say no, I am your date to the concert. And she goes, you're on. So the game is set, and they can't say no. And shenanigans ensue, including the aforementioned water balloon fight with Kool-Aid. Here's the thing. This movie is absolutely not in reality. I'm going to say this as a precursor. It is a total shenanigan movie. It is totally similar to Alexander, Before Alexander. It's totally in a cartoon land. It's in Cloud Cuckoo land, kid movie land. However, in fact, this is like a Nickelodeon movie in anything but the splat at the beginning. This feels like something like Playing with Fire. However, much like I said with War with Grandpa, I have kind of a weakness for movies like this. I'm not going to sit here and tell you this is a high art or one of the funniest, or even among kids movies, like Flora and Ulysses is still the king among like non-animated kids movies here. But I had a lot of fun with Yes Day. It's a fun movie. It has a fun premise. I liked, Jennifer Garner's always great. There's some nice little cameos by, of course, Nat Faxon, as I mentioned, but you also got like Fortune Feimster as like a really, crazed EMT, ambulance driver. We also got kind of Arturo Castro from Broad City and kind of this recurring cameo as like a bumbling cop who assists Jennifer Garner in tracking down her daughter. Her has a cameo, like, the singer Her, which they do. That's one of the more cheesy things early on where they're like, oh, Her, it's like what all the kids are listening to. And I'm like, what do you mean kids? My grandma knows who Her is. Everybody knows who Her is. She's amazing. Everybody knows her. But the thing is, she shows up and has a kind of a sweet little cameo. Probably did it for like whatever kids know. It's a cute flick. It's a cute family flick. Totally harmless. Very often funny. There's some scenes, particularly like there's certain like line deliveries that do hit the money. Like Nat Faxon is talking about his 6 kids, and they all have names like Tiana, Tony, something. It's all these rhyming T words, and he goes, and my youngest son Doug, listen. And they have, it goes totally out of it. There's a party where the house fills with foam, and it kind of looks like the whole house is like the wall in the building next door from Kajillionaire. Like, it's totally nonsense. It's a nonsense movie. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it is a total kid fantasy. But I also like the actual moral of you have to... Pure chaos can't stand forever before a kid realizes the error of their ways and says, like, no, too. And it has a good message. So, I'll say my one biggest flaw with all the fun element of it is that the first hour it's full speed ahead. I never once felt the length. I thought it was a lot of fun. At around it's about a 90-minute movie. In the last half hour, I felt like it kind of... There was just so much to wrap up that I felt like it kind of... And they had to kind of stop the movie and the fun in its tracks a little bit to wrap the plot up and just get to the lesson learning. And it kind of dragged the movie, but it ended strongly, and like the cameo from Her and stuff. Some weird things. Tracy Thoms from Rent shows up. It's really amazing. That was weird. That would have been like, to me, that was the equivalent of seeing seeing Rosario Dawson and Chloe Sevigny in a Nickelodeon movie as their characters from Kids. That was a weird situation, but a lot of fun. Aside from that, I feel like it was kind of a 4-star movie for me up until that last half hour, and then it went down a tad, but not too much. I wouldn't say walk 2 blocks with this guy, but especially since on Netflix, it's a matinee. If you have kids, you have a family, or you just want to maybe go back to like the old Nickelodeon flicks of the old days, Snow Days, stuff like that we had growing up. People, older millennials like myself, you'll have a good time. It's fun. 3.5 stars for Yes Day. It's fun. It's a fun time. Okay, let's wrap this puppy up. Trailer trash, none. It was on Netflix. Was there Shawarma? There was a fun little scene kind of early on in the credits, but otherwise, no. Yeah, let's close the book on Yes Day. 3.5 stars. It was cute. Cute flick. Cute time. shenanigansy and crazy, but it's this kind of movie. And it's, again, I feel like cream of the crop, Flora and Ulysses, and let's put it, if you've already seen Flora and Ulysses and Raya and the Last Dragon, this is the one you watch next. So, yeah, that'll cover it. 3.5 stars. I gotta go, because I gotta get this posted so I can do my next review, which will be another surprise. So, thank you all. Thanks for all the love, you guys. Or the hate, whatever. Just thanks for watching. This is just, why even watching? Even if you think my stuff sucks, you watched, and that's cool. So, love you all. Appreciate you all. Be kind to one another. I love you all. Class dismissed. I love you 3000. I really hope yesterday isn't real. I've talked to some of my, friends with kids, I guess. Family members. Thank you all. Take care.